Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Uncon and welcome to Should You Main. Do you like tank? Do you like support? Do you like bubbles? And do you like fucking the enemy team? Well, Shen, the Eye of Twilight, may be the champion for you. Shen's passive is Key Barrier. After casting an ability, Shen gains a temporary shield. That shield has relatively long cooldown, which is significantly reduced if one of his abilities affects the allied or enemy champion. Shen's Q ability is Smack a Bitch. Shen calls his Spirit Blade, empowering the next 3 basic attacks to deal damage based on a portion of the target's max health. If his Spirit Blade collides with the enemy champion on its way to him, Shen deals increased damage and gains greatly increased attack speed. All enemies struck by the returning blade briefly suffer reduced movement speed when moving away from Shen. And here's some math if you'd like it. Shen's W, you can't hit me, bitch. Shen's Spirit Blade creates a protective barrier that allows Shen and his nearby allies to dodge all basic attacks for a few seconds. The ability triggers when an allied champion's in the zone. If there are no allies in the zone, it waits to start until one gets close enough. Shen Z, Shadow Dash. Shen dashes in a direction, dealing damage to all enemies in his path and taunting them briefly. Shen's ult is Stand United. Shen channels and prepares to teleport to an allied champion anywhere on the map. As he channels, he grants the target a shield. Once he arrives, he brings his Spirit Blade with him, ready to deal damage. Now that you have all the basics down, how do you play Shen? Early game, you're probably going to want to play passive for the first 3 levels. At level 3, you can trade pretty effectively. At that point, when you go in for a trade, you can go into the combo of E, which is your taunt, Q to draw your blade through the enemy, and W after your shield dissipates from them auto-attacking you. They won't be able to deal damage to you for a very long period of time if they're melee reliant champions. If you do all this at level 3, you get lane dominance, which basically grants you a free pass through laning phase. If you can keep on poking down the enemy without them dealing any damage, you win lane. Still play pretty passive though. Make sure that you're not giving up any priority because you can get ganked at any point. Top lane's a very long lane and there's a chance of you dying. So what we've gone over is basically lane dominance, safety, and basically the best advice I can give you is warding up and making sure the jungler can't just roam and gank you without you having any knowledge of it. Keep in mind, if you have a poor early game, there's still a chance for you to come back because you're a tank reliant champion. You're always utility to your team, but at least try to make it past laning phase without any difficulties because it's always helpful in late game. Mid game's a little rough to describe because you have 2 choices. You can play selfish and farm up for yourself, or you can play for the team and help all the other lanes get fed. Use your ultimate when you know for a fact you can secure a kill, or even in the fact that you can save your teammates without very much loss. For instance, if you're ulting to bot lane and they're not gonna die, there's no point in using that ult. You're just wasting it. So you want to save it for particular times so you don't lose any minions and you don't lose any people's lives. When playing Shen mid-game, you want to be the peel. You want to be able to taunt into the enemies, make sure they're not attacking your team, and also peeling for the AD carry so you guys can win the team fights. Your W is a very good life-saving mechanic. It can even save your allies at some points if you use it, time it well. So make sure when you're using it that you're using it in the best manner possible because it can make or break a team fight just as your ult can. When you've reached late game, when you have your full build, when you're prepared to peel for the ADC, when you're prepared to suffice for your team, you're able to provide, you're able to do all this for your team. You are ready to enter Valhalla. You're able to win the game if you play it correctly. Your job at this point is just the peel. You're meant to go in, make sure they can't attack your ADC like you were in mid game, but make sure make sure with every ounce of strength that you have that you stall out everybody and make them focus you over your AD carry so they can just destroy everybody else. Keep in mind, you're playing Shen not as a solo carry champion, you're playing him as a support role. So basically, you're playing a support top laner who's meant to help your team in the late game, but honestly, he's not meant to be a carry role like Darius or Olaf. Make sure you don't kill yourself at this portion of the game. You're there to engage and peel for your ADC, not meant to jump into a 1v5 situation. Wait for your team or engage when your team is coming. You don't want to engage 1v5 and just throw away your life, because that could mean the end of the game, especially since you're the tank. Okay guys, so the first build that I'm going to be covering is basically, it's a Sunfire Cape into Ninja Tabby, Deadman's Plate, Randuin's Titanic Hydra, and Warmog's Armor. Basically, the reason why I took this build path is because I wanted to go tank, but I also wanted to have utilities. So basically, the Randuin's for the slow, the Titanic for the AoE effect, Warmog's for the heal. It's all determined based on what the enemy team plays. But for the second team, I have basically the same exact build, but Sunfire Cape, Ninja Tabby, Deadman's Plate, Spirit Visage instead of Randuin's, Titanic Hydra, and Warmog's Armor. The reason why I chose this build is for more of a MR magic resistant type of build if they're building AP heavy. Also, if you'd like, you can actually take, instead of Spirit Visage, you can actually take Thornmail or Guardian's Angel. It's completely up to personal preference. I just don't carry it on my own build. Either way, it's completely up to you guys. Adjust to however the team is playing and play it good. Okay, for masteries, I went 12-0-18. I went 18 in resolve just for the purpose of Grasp the Undying. If you're playing top lane, you want to have that extra lifesteal. It's super useful. But I also went for Oppressor, which is basically every time somebody's stunned, taunted, snared, anything like that, I deal extra damage to them. But those are the two masteries that are most important when going for this. Either way, we're good to go. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more daily content. I'm going to be posting a new series, which is Road to Gold by the end of the season. Hopefully, I should say. Either way, thank you guys. I'll talk to you legends later, and goodbye. Go right there and hook her.